Welcome to Grow Your Yoga. My name is Todd McLaughlin. And remember, you can check us out at nativeyogacenter.com. And I do this free webinar every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. The title of this video is Yoga Visualization. And I want to share an experience that I had recently and why I think yoga visualization is really important, and what yoga visualization is, and a technique of how to employ yoga visualization. If you've ever experienced any pain, anxiety, suffering, depression, anything that has been really challenging, I think that this can help. As I'm going to tell you a story of that where I actually employed it recently. So, I've been going through some back challenges, and recently on Sunday, I woke up in the morning and my back was spasming really intensely. And I had a busy day lined up. I was going to be teaching an 8 o'clock class, a 10 o'clock class, and then leading teacher training from 12 p.m. until 7 p.m. So like a full day of work. And I just thought, I can get through anything. I've gotten through many challenges in the past. So let's get to it. And so as I was driving into the studio, my back was spasming so bad that I started to realize I don't think I can do this. And I got to the studio and I just thought, look, all I have to do is talk and teach the class, and I'm just going to stand. I don't need to do any assists. I'm not going to do any demonstration. I was having a hard time moving and leaning forward. So I knew that was out of the question anyway. And it was one of the hardest classes I've ever taught. I've taught in situations, I've led classes where I've been in, pain before, but I could just breathe through it and just, go easy and be slow and steady. But this was one of the more challenging experiences I ever had. And at the end of the class, I really had this feeling of, I think I need to call 911. My back was spasming so bad that I was like, I need help. And there was a student that, she's so sweet, and she said, Todd, you need to get help. So I called my wife, Tamara, and she really quickly came to cover the next class. And luckily, a doctor friend that I know, who was there, she helped me out, and she gave me some advice and really helped me tremendously. And I laid on the floor until Tamara was finished teaching, and she drove me home. So I got home, and I had such intense back spasming pain that I basically couldn't move. I was locked up, and just to roll or move in the bed was excruciatingly painful. And what happened is that I knew I wasn't going to die. I mean, obviously, I was going to make it through this, but the pain was just so intense that I kept having flashbacks to all these different situations where I'd either taken a hard fall, taken a really bad wipeout, different injuries I've experienced over the years. One of the big ones for me is when I was a teenager, I fell out of a rope swing from about 20 feet high and landed on my back in about 2 inches of water. And when I landed, I really thought I was going to die. That was a situation where I really did think this is it. And I got stretchered out and taken to the emergency room. And I remember, the doctor standing with my parents saying well, it's a miracle that he survived this fall. And, when my back was going through this intense spasming, I just kept having all these, it's like my whole life was flashing before my eyes, all these different situations where I took major beatings from surfing, skateboarding, and also thinking about the amount of stuff I've done in my yoga practice in terms of moving my body around. I've enjoyed incredible levels of mobility and flexibility throughout my life. And so I've been able to practice a lot of really intense asana, really fun asana, really amazing things. But as I laid there in this intense pain, I couldn't help but just every single thing that's ever happened to me kind of just kept flashing in front of me, which was just so freaking intense. And, I had this really incredible, I had this fear that kept popping up for me over those few days. I had like 3 days of this where I thought, what if I can never, what if I can't be here for my family, if I can't provide for my family? And that was like terrifying to me. The other thing is that I kept thinking, what if I can't work, I can't teach, I can't do massage anymore? I just had all these crazy like fear come up for me because of the pain. And I just started like, breathe. That was the first message that came to me. Like, you can get through this. All I have to do is breathe. All I have to do is breathe. And that really kind of triggered an incredible response, because it helped me to feel like I connected to every person that in throughout history that's ever felt this way before. Like, I had this feeling that billions of people have at some point experienced some type of pain and suffering, and also have passed away, and like what that fear might be like at that time of passing. And I just, had this kind of connection to that. I don't know how to explain that really, but it made me feel hope, because I thought, even if this is it, if I could never move again, or if I can't do what I love, I can at least practice yoga in my mind. And I started to just try to breathe and practice sun salutations visually. So I was like, inhale, raise my arms above my head, exhale, fold, try bring my hands to the floor. Inhale, lift my head up. And what I noticed, that when I was trying to visualize practicing the sun salutation, and I started breathing with my visualization, my imagination of what I was doing, it made me feel like I was going to be able to move again. Like, it had this really incredible power, where I started to think and feel like, even though in the moment my body was so in so much pain, that I thought, I don't even know if I'll ever be able to do these types of movements again, that the process of visualizing and breathing really helped me to come out the other side, and to like feel some sense of faith and hope. So it was a fairly profound experience for me. I guess it kind of made me think too that on this level, yoga can be practiced by every single human on earth right now, no matter what our condition is. And I know that in relation to accessibility and yoga accessibility, and like what are our ability levels, and what can we do, and what can people do, and what's appropriate, and what's an appropriate way to teach people, and where do we interface all of this. I really kind of, when I think that visualization, and at least practicing deep breathing and imagining doing some type of yoga practice. Obviously, it doesn't have to be a sun salutation. It can be any set of movements that you love. And obviously, it doesn't have to be yoga. It could be riding a bicycle. It could be visualizing walking down a path. It could be visualizing climbing a tree. Maybe not a good analogy for right now, but you know what I mean? So I think that what I wanted to do here is just kind of point out this idea of using visualization and deep breathing. And obviously, we don't need to be in a time of suffering or pain or discomfort, that quite possibly we can be really healthy and still enjoy the benefits of uh, breathing and using visualization. So on that note, let's go ahead and I'll lead you through a visualization exercise that does entail the sun salutation. So even if you don't know what a sun salutation is, I'll use a few words to just describe some simple movements. And I believe that when practicing visualization, either you can do like sitting, you can do laying down, you can practice with your eyes open, you can practice with your eyes closed. And, obviously being in a place where you can relax and you can be comfortable, or at least not be operating heavy machinery, you're in a safe space, is an appropriate way to practice. So All right. On that note, exhale all your air. Take a big breath in through your nose and imagine you're raising your arms above your head. And as you exhale, imagine you're folding forward and touching your toes. And inhale, and just imagine you're lifting your head up and extending your spine a little bit. And exhale, imagine you're stepping or jumping back and just lowering and laying down on your belly. And with an inhale, you breathe in and you either take like a cobra or an up dog, or you could visualize being on your hands and knees and doing a gentle cow shape. And an exhale to either like a down dog or a child's pose, or imagine yourself in a cat pose. And then just breathe 5 deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out of your nose. That's 1. And when you breathe in, just try to visualize the shape that you're in. And as you breathe out of your nose, just try to relax in your body. Good. And breathe in through your nose, really deep. And exhale out of the nose. And if, say, you're in down dog, visualizing down dog, try to squeeze your belly in. Again, inhale, breathe through your nose. And exhale all the air out. Let's do one more. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Okay, now visualize you inhale and you're going to step or jump forward into the half lift. And with an exhale, fold your head down towards your shins. Good. And with an inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms above your head. And with an exhale, you just relax your arms and visualize standing nice and tall. And that's it. Simple. It's powerful though. It's profound. I'm actually feeling a lot better today. I'm extremely sore, but I can move around. I'm walking around, hoping to get back into the studio tomorrow. I am going to the studio tomorrow, start moving around a little bit again. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate this opportunity. I'll see you next Thursday. Next Thursday's video, I'm going to show you a couple of movements that I was using with an exercise ball, super simple, on the cat and the cow. If you see the picture of me, I already have it posted on the thumbnail for the event next week. I barely even made it down onto the floor to get into that pose. So I know it's a funny photo, but if you see it, I mean, literally, it was like, yeah. So, all right, until next time.